Hello students and parents, this is Morgan Champion. I'm a school counselor with Florida Virtual School, and I have the privilege of being with Rachel Stone today. She is a school counselor in Osceola County, and she was very active in her sorority during college, and so she's going to give us a little bit of information about what it's like to be in a sorority. Rachel, go ahead and tell us about that, please.
Okay, so today I'm going to talk about a little bit about what it's like to be Greek from a Panhellenic perspective or from a sorority perspective. What is being Greek all about? There's a few bullet points listed here, but it really is about having friends that you're connected with. So having someone that you can call at any time, having study groups, having that social network of people to hang out with and to do activities with while you're in college. I know personally for me, I joined my sorority because I went off to college. I didn't know a single person, and I felt very alone during the first week. So as soon as I saw the recruitment table, I thought, okay, let me see what this is all about. So I went up and I joined a sorority, and from there it was a really, really great experience. So that's kind of how I got started. Study partners, there's scholarship programs, there's all kinds of things that really can help support students who are on their own, or if they're still living in their same hometown, it's also a good support system to make new friends. Recruitment week. Well, recruitment week is usually 3 to 4 nights. You have different parties where you have ice water parties, and it's just different dresses. You get to know the sorority members, you get to meet the different chapters, see what the differences are between them. So it's a really great opportunity to kind of feel where you might fit best. It's usually the week before school starts, so you don't really have to miss classes. You know, it's that opportunity where you still have a little bit of freedom before all the homework starts. One thing I really want to point out is that in sororities, there's a no hazing policy. It's a strict policy. For the sorority I was a part of, it was very well enforced. Although you're still going to find chapters that do haze, it's frowned upon and actions usually taken immediately. The new member period. So when you're a new sorority member, so when you pick the chapter you want to be a part of, there's a 6 to 8 week new member period. For fraternities, it's often very different. So sometimes it can be semester long, which is probably what most of you guys think of when you think of sorority and fraternity, pledge or new member period. It's that length of time where you're just learning about the organization, you're learning about the chapter, you're learning about the different officers, the different positions, all that kind of stuff. So it's really just a learning process. How much does it cost? No sorority or fraternity is free. It depends. Cost depends on the university size and the chapter size. If you have a house, if you go to a large state university and there is a house on campus that you're going to be a part of, that you're going to live in, oftentimes dues are a lot higher. I've heard of dues being in the area of 2,000, and I've also heard of dues being in the area of 300. So it really just all depends. Dues are paid each semester. Usually there's a deadline. Often there are bonuses for paying early. You pay for social functions. You pay for events, for philanthropy events, materials, all kinds of stuff. So a big misconception is that you pay for your friends, but in essence you're really paying for the events that you get once you are a part of the sorority or fraternity. Why should you join? Well, you should join because it is a really great experience. It gives you opportunities to hold leadership roles at a young age. It gives you experience in community service and philanthropic organizations. You develop your character. So you've got to find out where you fit in. Are you a leader? Are you a follower? Are you a really great helper? Or do you want to lead everybody in the process? The last bullet, it points out career networking. It's a great opportunity. I can't tell you how many jobs I've been in the interview process for. The one I'm currently in, I had marked on my resume that I was the president of my sorority, and immediately the principal who was interviewing asked me which sorority, and then started sharing his experience and his fraternity through his college experience. So it's always a connection. If someone else is in the Greek system, it's always a connection, and it's always a positive one. Philanthropy. So each Greek group So fraternities and sororities have philanthropies. The sorority I was a part of, our philanthropy was Service for Sight. We aided to the visually impaired. So we would go to the Florida School for Deaf and Blind and work with the students. We would hold Valentine's Day parties, Easter parties, and just spend time with the students. We'd create Braille books for them, raise money, do vision checks at local elementary schools. We would really just immerse ourselves in the philanthropy. Other organizations, Aid to Breast Cancer, Abused Women. So really you can find a philanthropy that really fits your needs or your interests. I know the philanthropy was a huge reason I joined my sorority, because I thought it was amazing what they were talking about and what they did. So for Greeks, philanthropies are a large part of who they are. Legacies. Your legacy, if you have a sister or a brother that's a part of the same fraternity, a mother or a father, and grandparents and great-grandparents. So as long as it's a direct line. Oftentimes, when you have a parent, somebody else who's in a sorority, they encourage it. They know what it's like. They know the realities of it. So you're often kind of drawn towards that organization. For me, I didn't have anyone in my family who was in the Greek system, and I actually my mother had a lot of misconceptions about it. So when I joined, I changed her mind about sororities when I showed her the leadership opportunities and the philanthropy events I was going to. It's not all about the fun aspect, which we all look for, the social aspect, the formals, the events. It's also about these other things that are very valuable and character building. Future advantages, job opportunities. Like I said earlier, principals, interviewers, many people are a part of the Greek system, so it's a great way to connect with someone immediately, have that common understanding. You get the opportunity to travel. When I graduated from my undergraduate, I got the opportunity to travel as a consultant for my sorority. So for 1 full year, I traveled around the country, and I went to different chapters and helped their officers grow, give them ideas, all of that stuff. So I had a very unique opportunity. So on top of just the connections you can make in daily jobs, you also have careers within the organization that can really be beneficial to students. Finding the right fit. So you want to make sure that just like you find the correct college, you want to make sure that you find the correct sorority or fraternity that might work for you. Sometimes people get into organizations, fraternities or sororities, and they realize that it's not for them, and that's okay. It's not for everybody, but it's something that if you are thinking about it, go in with an open mind and see if there is an organization that works for you. I've mostly been talking about national sororities, but there's also local sororities and regional sororities as well as fraternities. So there's smaller groups, and it's a good opportunity to have a smaller connection rather than that huge national, have one of those huge chapters.
All right, Rachel, I really appreciate you being here today. That was a lot of great information about what it's like to be a part of a sorority and just all of the benefits of networking and future career opportunities. So I really appreciate you being here for that. If anyone has any questions, I'm going to leave my email up here in the chat window. I can get those questions answered for you if you do have any. So again, thank you, Rachel, for being here. And this is the end of our Greek Life presentation. Thank you.